We'll start in a few seconds and just wait till we start getting a couple of people in. Good morning, everyone. My name is Farah Belizario. I am the Regional Director of Agent Services for Lair Realty here in Florida. Welcome to AppFiles 101. Today, I am joined with Donna Garin. She is the Regional Compliance Coordinator for the Florida region, and she is going to be going over AppFiles. This is AppFiles 101. And just so you know what we are going to be chatting about today, we'll be navigating AppFiles, finding documents and new transaction packets. Compliance essential is very, very important that we review this so you know what is required for your transaction to be able to be updated and move forward smoothly. And then we're going to talk about boosting productivity and simplifying document management in our little short hour that we have here today. We're going to get started. I will introduce Donna herself. Donna, say hello.
Hello, Happy New Year. How is everyone today?
Happy New Year. I forgot to say that. You're absolutely right. And Donna, we'll just get started with you and we'll go through a couple of slides and then Donna will start sharing her screen after that. So feel free to jump in.
Okay. As you can see, I am now in charge of file compliance, and that means that I will, when you are ready to close and you're requesting your commission request form, I will be checking your files to make sure that all the forms needed are in your app files so that you can get paid. Obviously, it would be great if everything was in there and everything can move smoothly and quickly so that the faster you get paid. And here is a list for a new listing as far as what documents need to be in your app files. And if you need a, I could probably put something in app files that would give you an indication of all the forms that need to be in there. Sometimes they're not always required because it doesn't apply. For a new listing, you would need the new listing agreement. Always important, the Lair comprehensive disclosure forms, and you need that anytime, whether you have a new listing or a buyer. The executed wire fraud notice, seller's disclosure form is it's not required, but it's great to have to give to your buyers, so this way they know if there were any things wrong with the house as far as like the roof leak or anything like that. Compensation agreement would be great to have and filled out, so this way you're ready to hand it to a buyer's agent. Flood disclosure, lead paint notice, that's only if the home was built prior to 1978. Seller signed HOA if the home is in a gated community. And of course the listing, the MLS listing number once you've uploaded it. And then these are the documents that are required once it goes under contract. fully executed contract. It's great to have all this information, who the buyer agent is, the title company, who the lender is, the effective date, which is the date that everybody signed, and the closing date. Then you get the signed compensation agreement, all the contract and all the addendums, fully signed disclosure, flood disclosure, and a copy of the escrow deposit confirmation. And then once it's closed, we will need a copy of the settlement statement, the check, and it's imperative that you close out the MLS within 24 hours. And that's it. Then you get paid.
Wonderful. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. That was super quick. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and you can feel free to share yours.
Okay. Okay. Now that was a little bit easier. Alrighty, I am at the AppFiles login screen, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okie dokie. Now this is what your home screen looks like once you've logged in. To the left, we have the section where we're going to create a new app file, and then this below here is your agent workspace. It tells you what files you have and then what files are in the broker inbox. Up in the center, this is your home page. It tells you how many app files you have. And obviously I only have one. I don't have any files or other signature requests and everything else. So this is just kind of gives you an update of what's going on. Now I am going to go ahead and create a new app file. So we click on create new app file. And we're going to, I'm working with a buyer this time, so I'm going to put, we don't have a property yet, so we're just going to put the buyer's name. And so we'll just put Stephen Smith. And then we're going to put the file type in. Right now, he's just a buyer, so he is just looking. So we don't have the address of the property yet. We can put in the client's name. And then you would put whether you're the listing or the selling agent. You're the selling agent since you're representing a buyer, and we don't have the MLS number yet. So then we would just click on next. And then if you want to add a user, another agent that's working with you, you can go ahead and click their name, and then it will appear over here on the right-hand side. These are all the admins that have access to your file. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create an app file. Okay, so here we have the app file. Now, say for example, now we're going to write a contract. To the left over here, we have a couple of different columns, add forms, scan document. We cannot scan anymore because we don't have the copier that scans. And then we can also upload files that are saved to our computer. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add forms. And we have, as you can see, it shows you what available forms are here. They are categorized by lease pack, whether you represent a landlord or a tenant. Then we have a listing package and then a purchase package. And then below that, we have all the different additional forms. Also, if you're looking for a specific form, you can just type in the word. So we're looking for contract. So we're not looking for a contract to lease, we're looking for an as is, as we're going to write a contract. So we're going to click that. And then also too, if you want to add anything to it, the best way to do it, since the layer disclosure forms are required, it's best to connect it with your contract. This way everything gets signed and you don't have to, when the file is ready to close and I say, hey, you don't have your layer disclosure form signed, you don't have to track back and get your customer to sign it. It's best to get it done right at the very beginning. So now we're going to look for layer comprehensive disclosure forms. It doesn't matter which one you pick because they're all the same. So as you can see now, they're to the right of the screen. And right now they're merged forms, which means they're all one document. If you want to separate it out, then you could click this button and then it would be individually forms and they would be added individually. But since we're going to try and get them all signed at one time, it's better to do it as a merge. So we're going to, let's see, add it as a single merge document. So now we're going to do add selected forms. Okay, and it pops up right away. So you can start filling out the form and you have all the blue lines is where you can add your information and you just go page by page and fill it out. And then you just go through the motion and filling out the contract. And then you can, if you need to add additional documents, like if it's in an HOA or whatever, then you can add that as a separate document and fill that out. Or you can have it merged all as one document. So here's your layer disclosure forms. Get all that signed all at once. So then once you're all finished filling it out, it's ready to go, and you want to get your customer to sign, then what you would do is you would go to here and request a signature. And you scroll down and you do a signature. Request a signature, start a signature request. Then you would type in the signer's name, and that would be Stephen Smith. And let's see, so then as you go through, we're activating different signature fields. So we're going to be activating the buyer's signature. And on the layer disclosure form, unfortunately, it doesn't say buyer's signature, it just says signature 1 and 2. So the first buyer would be signature 1. If you have two buyers, a husband and a wife, you have to do it individually. So you would request the husband or whoever first, and then the second person the second time as individually. And then you go over here to activate the initials for the buyer to initial. And then you would hit next. And then let's see. And then this screen, I just continue. And then you get to the point where you're on the, you're going to get ready to email it. So you would put in the person's email address. And a lot of times I would put in the subject, the street address, and what you're sending to sign. And then I just usually add a little bit to this email. This is the default email. You can say, hi, Stephen, attached, please find, contract for your review and signature. And then you would click next. And then if you want to alert anyone else when it gets signed, so in case you're not always checking your email, because you will get a notification that everything has been signed. So you can check off whoever you want to get noticed. And then you would just click request signature. So then you can see here, you have your document here. And then if it were being sent out for signature, it would have like a little pen mark on the side of it. And also too, it would say that you have in the activity here that you sent something out for a signature. And then when it does get signed, then the signature line pencil will go away. And that means that it's been signed. Now, every file in AppFiles comes with a mailbox number. And what you can do with this is if you get documents in from the title company or that get emailed to you or from the other agent, you can copy this link, go back into your email, and then you can forward. If you take that email and you forward it, and then you put this address in the send, who it's going to, it will send the email automatically to AppFiles. And then you can refresh your page here, and then you will see it. It will pop up in here. The email will go under activity, and then if there's an attachment, it will show up over here. You can also upload files that are on your computer. You would just go ahead and would browse for a certain document. I can, let's see, here we'll just take that and then we'll just open it and then you can upload it. Okay, and then you can see it appeared here. And then you can always too, when you upload something, you can say, for example, you get a document from the title company that needs to be signed, but it's not programmed. So what you could do is you go to this edit button and you just convert it to an editable form, which means that you can put like a signature block on it. And so you can either add initials for somebody to initial it, or you can add signatures for somebody to sign it. And so, for example, we're just going to say buyer's initials. Now we'll do, and we'll do buyer's signature. And then we'll just place initials. You see the little X, the plus sign here. So if we stretch it out, you can see it says buyer's initials, place signature. Do that. And then you can just move this over here if you have a different area for the date. So now it's ready to go if you need to send it to your customer to sign. And then you would just do the same normal request, signature request. So after I close this, you can see that the document says initial here, sign here. So now I can go back into here and request a signature and have that person sign. You can also, if you go into a document and you want to edit your pages, you can say, for example, they're not in order or not in page number order. You can go into this and change the form order. So you could, if you don't like the as is first, you can switch that and then that would be first, or you could move it back. Let's see, we don't want to save the changes. We can organize the pages, so we can move pages around. So if I wanted to switch it around, if it's out of order, and we can put it back into order, you can do that. And then you would save the changes. And you can also split forms once they're together. If you want to split them out, then you could do this, and you want to split it out to wherever you want section you want to put it under. So we'll put it under there, and then the layer disclosure forms, we usually put under agent documents, and now they're split. So now I have two forms, two separate forms, like how they were originally going to be if they weren't merged. If we go back to the home page, now let's go back to the buyer. Also too, there is a section over here on this side where we can add contact information. So if you do add section, there's templates that are served here. So if you just click it, you can put buyer information. And let's see, so then you can add the buyer's name. And then you could put his email address. And we'll just say Stephen@AOL.com, whatever. You can put his cell phone number. And then you would just close it up. And then you have the buyer information here. And then once you have that, if you do that individually for each, for the buyer information, you could put the title company who you're dealing with there. You could put the lender information, and then you can actually compose emails right out of AppFiles instead of just going into your Gmail or whatever. So everything, there is a record of it anytime you send out an email, and it would go under recent activity. So we will just compose an email, because these are the tools that you have up here. You can copy this app file if you have something similar, and you can go through the motions. You would just give it a different file name and what file type it is. So say Stephen Smith is also going to list his property, and then you could put him in as a seller, and then you would have his information in here, because you have his contact information in here. So then you would just click next. And then if you wanted to, we don't really need all these documents because now we're representing him as a seller. So we would just uncheck everything, but you can keep his information in there. And then you would just do create an app file. And let's see. So then, so that's the best way to keep like a record of all your emails, instead of having to go through Gmail and look for a certain email. Everything is going out of here when you write an email. Now, when we go back to the home page, you can, now once you've written an offer and the offer has gotten signed, and now it's under contract, the next thing you do is you would move that file from buyer to new pending sale. And then that alerts the admin that the file needs to be reviewed and make sure everything's in the file. So by the time it gets to the end of where it's going to close, everything will be in the file that's needed. So that will alert the admin that the file needs to be reviewed. And then once they review it, then they can move it to just a regular pending sale. And then just wait for it to close. When you're ready to do your commission request form, then what happens is then I will review your file and make sure everything's in the file, and then approve it, and then I will close it out and then lock all the documents. That's what happens. So each time a file goes into a different phase, then you would move it into the broker inbox. So this alerts the admin to review the file at that stage and then move it into the next category. So this way you are able to go back in and work in your file, because when it's in the broker inbox, I believe you cannot work in the file until it gets moved out. Let's see. If you need help with anything as far as AppFiles, there is a phone number, or there is an AppFile support. All you have to do is click it. You can fill out the form and tell them what's going on, or you can just call them and then you press 3 for support. Or you know, before you go to that extreme, you can also reach out to me to see if I can, you know, help you out. If not, then I would just say, you know, call AppFiles and they'll be able to help you with everything.
Wonderful. I know that was super quick. It's only 1 o'clock. Beth and Upal, I know we have you on the line. Since it's a small group of us, if you both or either one of you have any questions, this is a great time to ask, or you need any help with a particular file. Sorry, there is a question. Let me see. Oh, it just says hi, Farah. Hi, Upal. I'm so sorry. Hi. Hello, how are you? Is there anything else that you would like to run through, Donna, as well? This is a great time to run through any common errors that you see or common things that you see that hold a file up.
Right. The most common error is trying to locate a file. So I think the best way to do it is you put the address, just the street address with the number, the house number, and the street name. And then you would put the customer's last name after that, because that's the best way to look for a file. Because a lot of times, you know, like we'll get a wire in, and then, you know, sometimes they'll have the whole address, but they won't have the person's name. It's just easier to try and locate a file that way. So, I mean, that's the best way to try and keep it, you know, just the address and your customer's name.
Wonderful, wonderful. Any other errors that you can think of that people might struggle with, especially on newer agents?
I guess just getting used to moving it around, you know, like out of the agent workspace and into the broker inbox, and then, you know, then it getting moved out, you know, like what to do next and everything. So, some people you know, just leave it like in the buyer stage, and it stays that way until the end instead of, you know, and then all of a sudden, oops, we have a closing and it's still in the buyer's stage. So, you know, I haven't had a chance to look at the file, or, you know, so then it's like, you know, you're taking the time out to go through it, you know, rather than having done it, you know, in the beginning. So
Sounds wonderful.
so
All righty
that
then.
holds up everything, you know, so.
Yeah, no, I can definitely imagine that it does. But as always, we are here to help. Donna was able to show us all of this great information about utilizing AppFiles. and do one type of transaction, which is awesome. Going forward, and just so everybody knows, the number that Donna showed you for AppFiles, you can call, of course. However, if you have any questions ever, you can feel free to email Happy Agent. That's happyagent@lairrealty.com. If you have any questions at all, even if it's for myself or Donna, a really great thing to know is with Happy Agent, it's a ticketing system, so we all see it. So if it needs to go to a certain person, we will be able to get it to them really quickly and now have a communication thread to refer back to. So this is awesome. If we don't have any other questions, and Donna, you're good to go, you let me know and we'll be good.
I think I see 3 people up there, 3 Q&As.
Oh, you're a good one. How do you access the app file? Oh, like what is the link to go to AppFiles?
Oh, it's I believe it's www.appfiles.com.
Yeah, Upal, you can just go on to AppFiles and do appfiles.com and then log in. It'll take you to that first login page. It's very, very straightforward. There's no other pages that you could go to. So it's just appfiles.com. And when you log in, it'll put you in the correct location for you. And then thanks for going AppFiles. I have no more questions. Thanks, Beth. Can you direct where to go to AppFiles? Okay, then got it. Fantastic. Wonderful. And yeah, it's super easy. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to check on you, Upal. I don't know if you have started a app file yet, but I'll make sure I check that you are in the correct app files. Every location has their own app file, so you'll be good to go with that. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining. We really, really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Happy Tuesday and Happy New Year. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.